You hand over $2,000 for a sleek silver box, only to realize you do not actually own what is inside of it. Think about that for a second. You bought the hardware, but you are essentially just a long-term tenant in a house where the landlord has welded the doors shut and glued the furniture to the floor. This is the reality for thousands of power users and developers right now who are ditching the most famous operating system on the planet. They are not jumping ship to a different corporate giant either. They're moving to the world of open source. I spent a long time looking at the numbers and the technical documents to see why this is happening. It comes down to a very simple math problem involving hardware longevity and basic freedom. When you buy a high-end laptop today, you expect it to last. But if you pick the most popular brand out there, you are getting memory and storage that are soldered directly onto the board. If a single chip fails, the whole machine is a paperweight. If you need more space in 2 years, you have to buy a whole new computer. It is a cycle designed to serve a sales team, not a user. Contrast that with the newer wave of modular laptops. These machines are hitting the same performance benchmarks, but they let you swap the memory or upgrade the storage drive in minutes. You can even replace the entire main processing unit when the next generation comes out. It is a night and day difference in how we think about value. Then there is the software cage. These latest high-tier chips are amazing, but they are built with a wall around them. The technical documentation shows that the manufacturer can basically block any other operating system from running whenever they want. They have no obligation to keep things compatible. It feels less like a tool and more like a subscription you can never cancel. The experts working on porting alternative systems have flagged this as a structural risk. It is not just some theoretical worry. Every time a firmware update rolls out, your ability to run the software you want is at the mercy of a corporate board. But here is the part that really shifts the conversation. The alternative is actually ready for prime time now. For years, the knock against open source systems was that they were too clunky for daily use. That is just not true anymore. The gaming gap has essentially evaporated thanks to new compatibility layers that let you run almost anything without a hitch. The audio issues that used to plague professional creators have been smoothed over with modern background systems that handle complex routing with ease. The display protocols are finally stable for the average developer. Unless you are absolutely tethered to specific video editing or music production software that only runs on one platform, the walls are gone. You can have a fast, stable, and beautiful desktop without the corporate leash. Of course, the famous creative suites for photo and video are still the main blocker for many. If your entire career depends on those specific tools, you are still in the cage for now. But for everyone else, the choice is becoming clear. Why settle for a box that is designed to become obsolete? We should be looking for platforms that serve our actual workflow instead of just feeding a brand's quarterly earnings report. It is time to start questioning the shiny marketing and looking at what is actually happening under the hood. If you want to support this kind of deep dive, check out the links in the notes. Buying through those links helps me stay independent so I can keep calling out expensive junk. Every little bit counts, and it keeps the lights on without me having to sell out to companies I might need to criticize later. Keep your eyes open and stop letting a logo dictate how you use your own gear.